I'm May, and I'm a graduate student in linguistics at San Francisco State University. I'm going to talk about our research on benchmark tests for large language models testing world knowledge and common sense reasoning, specifically those translated to or developed in languages other than English. In most cases, these tests are used to compare different models to determine which is the most capable. However, as LLM performance on these tests gets better and better, it becomes more imperative to start focusing on human performance as a metric of comparison. Also, while the performance of LLMs is rapidly improving in all languages, most of the research on benchmarking is done in English, but performance on a test in English does not necessarily translate to performance in another language. The focus of today's presentation will be our case study of the Japanese Winograd Schema Challenge. The Winograd Schema Challenge was a reading comprehension test originally presented in 2011 by Hector Levesque as an alternative to the Turing test. See this example. The trophy would not fit into the brown suitcase because it was too big. What was too big? The sentence introduces two entities, the trophy and the brown suitcase, and then uses a pronoun it to refer to one of the entities. The question requires the system to identify the referent of the pronoun. There must also be a word or clause that can be changed to flip the correct answer. Many datasets have been developed for this test, and some have been translated into other languages, including Japanese. We conducted two experimental studies on the Japanese Winograd Schema Challenge, one with human participants and one with ChatGPT. Both humans and ChatGPT saw the same stimuli and completed the same two tests. Task 1 was to resolve the Winograd schema. Task 2 was to rate the stimuli for naturalness in Japanese. We used a selection of 20 questions from the Japanese dataset. To determine if GPT or humans were susceptible to surface linguistic features, we had two conditions. Japanese is considered a pro-drop language, which means that pronouns like I, you, he, or she are not required for a grammatical sentence. The first condition of our test were the unaltered Winograd schemas, which included overt pronouns. The second condition of our test was the same sentences, but with the pronoun omitted. We referred to these conditions as overt pronoun and null pronoun. For Study 1, we had 33 native Japanese-speaking participants, and we conducted the survey using the online platform Qualtrics. For Study 2, we used zero-shot prompting and ran the experiment twice with ChatGPT. As you can see from the results, humans still outperform ChatGPT on the Japanese Winograd schema. However, human naturalness ratings were surprisingly low, which is reflective of translation challenges. In contrast, ChatGPT's judgments were significantly higher, suggesting it does not have a human-like intuition about what constitutes natural Japanese. This study contributes to the growing body of research on evaluating LLM performance on world knowledge and common sense reasoning tasks, and by focusing on Japanese, we expand the domain of evaluation beyond English. The human data reported in this pilot study can serve as a preliminary baseline for future studies using the Japanese Winograd Schema Challenge. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, please contact us or reach out at the poster session. Thank you.